Yes. Bravo. Good morning, everyone here and everyone there and around the world. Welcome to New Thought Unity Center on this beautiful Sunday, a very memorable date in history. Let's start it off with a little bit of music. What do you say? A Pete Seeger tune. A golden thread and a needle so fine, I would weave a magic strand of a rainbow design. Courage of women giving birth, and in it I would weave the innocence of the children of all the earth. Won't you show my brothers and sisters my rainbow design? Oh, I would bind up this sorry world with hand and heart and mind. Hand and heart and mind. Oh, had I a golden thread and a needle so fine, oh, I would weave a magic strand of a rainbow design. Of a rainbow design. Thank you.
Well, good morning. Oh, wow, I sat down. There weren't this many people here. So that's always nice. I hope a bunch more come in. So we just have some announcements for you. Thank you, Mark and Jean, our special musical guests today. We're also going to welcome back Bobby Kyser. It's been a while. So grateful. Mike and Peg, Alice helping out, and I am Kim Ballou.
Yeah.
So we have some announcements. Let's start. Angel's Wings Resale Shop, open today. Be sure to stop in after service and browse the new fall merchandise.
And the Gallery of Grace gift shop is also open today, and you really need to stop in and see some of the wonderful things they have in there.
Crossport meets the second and fourth Mondays at 7:30 in person and via Zoom. Contact Lauren Watson or the center for more information on Crossport.
A Course in Miracles study group. Tuesday, September 13th at 6:30 p.m. in person at NTUC, facilitated by Susan Bartels. $5 love offering is suggested.
Four Agreements book study, Practical Guide to Personal Freedom, facilitated by Susanna Whitrock. 4-week course begins on 9/14 and goes through 10/5 from 7 to 8:30 in person and via Zoom. $40 love offering, pre-registration required.
And the Women of Wisdom, Saturday, September 17th from 10 a.m. to noon. Guest speaker is Kathy Goulet, who will talk about Embrace Your Joy. All genders are welcome. $10 love offering. Make sure you use the Zoom link provided to pre-register for the gathering.
Nominating committee. We are looking for people who want to serve on the nominating committee in selection of future board members. See a board member for further details.
And pledge cards. Once again, if you have not yet done so, please grab your pledge card in the back of the sanctuary to participate in our pledge program to raise funds in support of hiring Kim Ballou as our part-time spiritual leader.
And last but not least, come downstairs after the service for some fellowship, some coffee, some snacks, and to get to meet with everyone else. Thank you so much. That is our announcements. For everything else, you can check out our website, and if you missed something, and there might be something that we missed, you'll find out on the website.
And I believe there are calendars on the little table at the end of the aisle that you can pick up to find out what is going on for September.
All right. So, you guys are the drummer today. Did you know that? You notice we have ghost drummer. Audience is the drummer today. So, please stand and join us on our congregational song. No. Oh, no, I'm sorry. We have
Another prelude song,
I'm
Kim.
sorry.
We need to get George in here.
Sit down. Yeah.
You can stand if you want for
You
this.
can stand. You'll like the song. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right. Little darling, the smiles returning to their faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's all right.
Sing this one.
Sun, 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 here it comes. Sun, 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 here it comes. Can you see it? comes.
Woo, yeah. Feel the rays.
Little darling, I feel that ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been clear. Here comes the sun, do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. Here comes the sun, do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say, it's alright. It's alright. Nice. Awesome.
You may be seated. Good morning.
Morning.
It's so wonderful to be here. And on my way here, I was passing and I'm seeing lights going off everywhere by the stadium. And I'm thinking, what's going on? And now I know. The first day. I'm not a sports guy. I'm an ice skater guy, right? So good morning. It's so wonderful to be here this morning. And so let us affirm our affirmation before we begin here. And it is, I elevate my mind to align with spirit together. I elevate my mind to align with spirit. And so it's in that light, in that sun, that we are the light of the world. And it's in that we open our hearts and our minds right now in this service, in this very moment, in this present moment, that we allow that light, that sun to shine on our lives. We hold that vision for others, that light might shine for them as well. This day of remembrance, can bring on many different emotions and feelings for many different ones. But today, at this church, New Thought Unity, right here in Cincinnati, we are holding a bright, bright light. We feel that sun shining all over the world. We are that light. And for this, we are so very grateful. Amen.
Now, it's the congregational.
Now you're allowed to stand.
We wanted to warm you up, right? Warm you up with those tunes. Power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness.
Come on. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love.
All right, let's go.
Sing it. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. There you go. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Hey. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the commonwealth is in our hand. So give a little, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Sing it with us. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Yeah. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Yeah, yeah. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Look up now, people. Keep your ear to the ground. We are the river flowing. Generosity abounds. So give a little, give a lot, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, believe in the power of love. Honeybees serve sweetness only to help the world bloom. Bringing love to the flower, from the flower to the fruit. We can learn a thing or two. So give a little, lie, give a lie, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. We don't know what's coming. We don't know what's coming. We can help shape what's ahead. With kindness as our currency, the commonwealth is in our hands. So give a little, lie, give a lie, don't stop. A helping hand makes the world go round. There's more than enough. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Do you believe it? Ooh, I believe in the power of love. That's right. Ooh, I believe in the power of kindness. Oh, yeah. Ooh, I believe in the power of love. One more time. All right. Ooh, I believe, come on, power of kindness. Ooh, I believe in the power of love, power of love. Yeah. And now you can take that kindness and love and handshake, or hug with your neighbor.
That's right. So this must be unity. Right?
Who's going to keep the timer on the meditation?
I'll try.
You want
It's
you
supposed to be 2 minutes, which seems really, really long. But we'll try to keep that 2 minutes.
Thank you. See you.
Hey,
Are we ready?
you did a great job last time.
I feel a good vibration, healing and transformation all through this congregation. Must be unity, the experience is our mission. Universal wholeness is our vision. I am who I am, it's my decision. Must be unity. NTUC unity.
Yes. All this energy and hugging.
We can continue that after the service down in Friendship Hall. But in the meantime, if you would have a seat and say with me our mission and vision statements. We're just having too much fun, is all. All right, our mission statement is, in God, we are an inclusive, abundant community, experiencing love, transforming lives, and serving others. And our vision statement is, we celebrate a world of harmony and oneness, a place of loving stewardship, sacred connections, and pure joy, where all are welcomed with honor and respect. And that means regardless of race, gender, nationality, age, sexual orientation, sexual identity, or neurodiversity, this is an inclusive community, and we embrace our diversity as all are welcome wherever you are on your spiritual path. If this is your first time or the first time in a while and you have any questions about New Thought Unity Center, there is a newcomers table in the back corner with a packet of information and a gift for you. And Maria and Elle will be back there after service, who can answer any questions that you might have. So again, thank you for being with us this morning.
Thank you, Alice. So everyone take a big, deep breath. When I need to relax, my number one spiritual place is in nature. This is a beautiful traditional folk hymn that is about just that, wandering by a brookside. So while we go into a meditation, relax your body, let it sink into the chair, let your breathing just be what it needs to be, and maybe just start visualizing and dreaming your perfect place that you like to be quiet. I wandered by a brookside, I wandered by a mill, I could not hear the water, the murmuring it was still, not a sound of any grasshopper, nor the chirp of any bird, but the beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard. The beating of my own heart was the only sound I heard.
And so you might imagine right now you are at that brookside. You hear the water running. You feel peace. You feel calm. You feel blessed. But you notice you're not the only one there. There are those around you, maybe who aren't feeling so blessed, so loved. But that's okay because we have a big heart. Our heart is big and it's open. And so while we see these people around us, we know we have something great to offer them. We have a big open heart. And so as we look at each one of these individuals around us, we imagine taking their hand and just enveloping them in our heart, one at a time. One at a time. Bring them into that beautiful heart, the heart that can change, the heart that can rethink, the heart that can take all of those hands and resend it back to them with love. And so as we imagine this work we've done for all of these around us, we now see smiles, we see hope, we see faith, we see life. And we know in this moment, in that still small voice, we have done our work. We have served and helped. And so we take that idea right now into the silence and just see that love shared with all of those around us. And as we return to the room, we say, be peace. I am peace. And so it is. Amen.
Then silent tears fast flowing, when someone stood beside, a hand upon my shoulder, I knew that touch was God, who drew me near and nearer. We neither spoke one word, but the beating of our own two hearts was the only sound I heard. The beating of our own two hearts was the only sound I heard. Broken down and tired of living life on a merry-go-round, and you can't find the fighter, but I see it in you, and we're gonna work it out and move mountains. We're gonna work it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. I'll rise up, high like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the ache, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we're gonna take the world to its feet and move mountains. We're gonna take it to its feet. Move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the ray, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. and for that we have each other. And we will rise, we will rise, we will rise, we will rise. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. We'll rise up, high like the waves, we'll rise up. In spite of the ache, we'll rise up, and we'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. And now, of course, Bobby Kyser, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you for having me here today. I just wanted to feel and let you know how much I love each one of you. It's always my honor to walk in the doors of this church. The energy that you have here is special. I want you to know that. I'm not telling you because, I want you to feel good about me. I'm telling you because I speak at different churches almost every week, and it's very special here. The music adds to it. They don't need drums. They've got you. I don't want to tell the drummer that. He might not like me anymore, right? So we're here today in honor and remembrance of 911. We're here today in honor of tragedy that happened 21 years ago, that we still are rising up above it, hopefully. Hopefully. You see, I'm here today to talk about tragedy. And you're like, well, I don't want to hear about that. You see, we can survive through tragedy, or we have another option. We can thrive through tragedy. You see, I believe there can become meaning from a tragedy in our life. And I believe there are tools that we can use. There are powers like faith and strength that help us so that our light doesn't diminish. Our light doesn't diminish when a tragedy happens in our life. There's a question: will tragedy happen in my life? Will tragedy happen in your life? It will. I promise you. As a matter of fact, it may have already happened. 911 is an example of that. I believe in many ways it affected all of us in some way, shape, or form. So the second question is, how will I get through it? How will I show up when tragedy knocks on my door? It's a big question. I think of all the survivors of the attack, the people who were connected to the survivors, or the people that didn't survive in the attack. And I believe there's probably two basic options that could have happened. And one is to succumb to it, to let it overwhelm me, to let it affect my life, to let it affect every life around me that I'm connected to take me all the way down, to never return. And then there's another way. The person who chose to find meaning in this loss, in this tragedy, in this heartbreak. And that meaning is going to allow me to excel, to stand, to prove, to become something greater than the tragedy itself. There was a very sweet, gentle, loving, precious dental hygienist that I went through all of my childhood. You know, this lady was just, when I would go to the dentist, you know, some people get upset about it. I was so excited to go because I could be in her presence. I could be a part of that loving, gentle, kind spirit that she was and still is. But unfortunately for her, she had a teenage daughter who was hit and killed by a dump truck. Now, I don't even imagine, I can't imagine what that must be like. I know what it's like when I lose a dog because I love my dogs like life, right? So I know how that feels to me. So a child that came from me, I can't imagine. What I do know is she had a choice to make. Do I rise above this or do I succumb to it? Unfortunately, she chose the latter. She immediately went into losing her job. They just couldn't be around her. Finally had to release her. Next, it was her family, her children that separated from her. It went further to a divorce. And last I heard, she's still living her life in that spot 19 years ago. You see, we have a choice on how we live our life. Now, what Elizabeth Kubler, if you could put that up for me, Ross says, she says there is a grief cycle. She's an amazing psychologist that goes through and helps people figure out how is it and what is it. And so thank you, Terry, for recreating this slide. The slide was too light, and she came in early today to do that for me. So I'm very grateful for this. And so the actual slide above denial has a line that starts, and it kind of goes up, and then the line goes all the way down to depression, and then all the way back up to acceptance. Now, what happened is, with my friend dental hygienist, is she got stuck on the down flow, okay? That was the place that she went to that, unfortunately, she either got caught up in denial, which is avoidance, confusion, elation, shock, fear. I know for me, I've been injured pretty severely a couple times, and I immediately go, I'm not good with that. I immediately go into shock. That's just my natural, it's bam. This happens, bam. I'm in shock. And then and these are all natural progressions, folks, and they're not always in this order, okay? They can take different orders. We may have even felt some of this the day of the 911 attack or some other tragedy in our life. And then we go into sometimes that anger state. And this is where we're just mad over the situation. We have frustration, we have irritation, anxiety. Have you all been through that when a tragedy happened? We just get mad about it, and we just want to, and that's okay. Sometimes at Unity, we want to repress our feelings, right? I'm not saying we don't do these things. This is a natural progression that we can use and visualize and know about so that we understand why we are going through these things. This is our natural part of our humanness. And then I believe this is probably where she stopped and settled, right here at depression. Overwhelmed, helpless, hostile, flight, run away, That's what flight means. Just run away from the topic, which is what happened with her. She eventually ran away from everything in her life. Instead, there's another step. And that's when we start bargaining. You see, that's when we go, well, maybe, just maybe, there's something better on the other side. You see, this is kind of the beginning of what I believe is some of our unity principles and our unity tools and unity ideas that we start doing. We go, wait, I don't have to stay here. I can start moving to the next level. This is where we start reaching out to others. We tell people our stories. Some of my friends get sick of my stories because I like to tell my stories. But can I tell you something? There's very little held in here. I'll never get stuck on that bottom level because everybody's got to hear my story. I'm ready to share my story. If you're not sharing your story, start now. My husband struggles so much with sharing his, well, I don't want to hurt him. I don't want them to know. It's just not going to be. You've got to release. You see, if you don't, you're going to pile up and you're going to get stuck with weight down there in depression. You're going to get stuck in that lower level. Tell your story, folks. We're telling the story today, 21 years later. We're still working through 911. It wasn't an end be all that day. It's an opportunity for us to figure out what's next. What's really next? And then we start getting to that enlightening stage. You see, that's when we start exploring options and we have new plans in place and we start moving on, knowing that there's something greater for us. Many charities and different organizations have been brought about through what? Tragedy. Some of the greatest things that's happened in the world has been because of tragedy. Think about Jesus. You're probably sitting in this church today because of tragedy. I mean, nobody liked what happened to Jesus. But the fact is, tragedy created this beautiful offspring of greatness down the road that many people now hold on to their faith and their life that allows them to work through their tragedy. I like to think of that lower spot there. It reminds me of drowning in the water, right? And so there's a little analogy I've got for you that when you think you're drowning in the water, remember there's something, if we do some work in the beginning, if we do something so that we're prepared to sink down, and then instead of fighting it and thinking we're going to drown, we just go, just let me go on down. Because I know on the bottom somewhere there's a surface. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to push up out of that so I can breathe again. Remind yourself you're not drowning. Know that there's a bottom, there's a surface, there's a grounding that we can use to kick ourselves back up to reality. I mean, that's kind of what we did in this whole situation with 911. We said we're gonna dig a beautiful pool and a ground before it. And then we're going to rise buildings right back up beside it. You're not going to stop our good, our flow. You're not going to stop the truth of what's going on in this situation. So how do we elevate our minds to align with this type of thinking? How can we work through this? I mean, now a tragedy's been brought upon us, whatever tragedy that is in our life. But how can we be more effective in not getting too deep in the dip? Because we know this is natural and we should experience this. We just don't want to get stuck somewhere. And we hope that those dips are going to be a little lighter than mountains and valleys, right? We want to try to keep the tragedy, the experience we're going through at a minimum, so that we can elevate ourselves up and not get too deep. So there is a psychologist by the name of Martin. I probably should put on my glasses. That would be smart, or I'm going to read his name wrong. Martin Seligman. And he calls it the 3 Ps. Now, these 3 Ps, you can go and put those up there for me if you would, please. They're called the 3 Ps of emotional resilience. So the key to our bouncing back, the key to us being able to flow through these tragedies that are going to happen in your life and mine, is resilience. You see, resilience. I think unity is one big giant resilience. I mean, can you imagine if everyone in the world knew unity message? Can you imagine the difference, the shift? There'd still be whatever, I get it. But as a whole, we would know that there's something bigger, greater that we can rise above. You see, we would know that that funk, that yucky stuff down there is not where we're supposed to stay. So what he says is, Mr. Martin, is that in emotional resilience, there is personalization. Now, this personalization is where it's my fault. If I had just come home earlier, if I just hadn't let her drive today, she wouldn't have passed away. If I'd just been there, if I had just. My mom, she fell down the steps in June, fractured her neck, had blood on her brain. It was very messy. And of course, the first thing I did was if I had just. She's doing amazing now, by the way. Yeah, doing amazing. It actually did what? Made a shift in her, right? I thought it was going to take her down for about 3 weeks. My mom she was on some serious narcotics from her last doctor, all prescribed, nothing illegal. But what was happening is it was mushing her brain out. And so, yeah, it wasn't good. By this fall, the doctors in the hospital said, she's not going back on that. We're weaning her off of this. My mom's the clearest I've seen her in 20 years. The tragedy allowed her to rise above it. The truth about personalization is not everything happens because of you. You can't take failures personally. This allows us to recover and even thrive over it. Don't take it personal. Step aside from it. It's hard to do that, I get it. Then we go into pervasiveness. This is a belief that it's going to affect every area of our life. You know the song, Everything is Beautiful in Its Own Way? This is Everything is Awful in Its Own Way. Okay? Everything is awful. No, nothing is good. Nothing. This happened to me, and, ooh, Lord, what consciousness is that, folks? Victim. Y'all remember those? Victim, vessel, verity, victor. Yeah, that's true victim consciousness. One setback will spread to every part of our life. The truth is you're not bad at everything you do, and neither are the people around you. But it feels that way. We just can't stay in that zone. And the last one is permanence. And this is the belief that the sorrow will last forever. I will never get over this. My dental hygienist still has not. Folks, I want you to know today one thing about tragedy. How we elevate and get over it is a choice. And as soon as you think that it's happening to me and and I have no power over it, you're straight into victim consciousness, and we talked about that. You need to elevate up. You can go to Vector next, you can go to Victor, you can go to wherever you want, Verity, but you can't stay in victim or you're going to be in that low that we talked about. The truth about permanence is the feeling will dampen with time. Everything takes time as long as you have hope, as long as you have faith. Sheryl Sandberg, who was an incredible COO for Facebook up until June of this year, She, beautiful individual, powerful. And she was doing a talk at Berkeley College. And she was doing the address, right, as they were graduating. And as the story went on and on and on, she explained about these 3 Ps and how they saved her life. Her husband and her went on a trip to Mexico. He went down to the gym to do a workout, and the next call she got was 15 minutes later that he had cardiac arrest and passed in the gym. And she says, these 3 Ps were what changed my life. They were what reminded me that there is hope, that there is faith, that I can know that I can overcome this. So let's talk about some ways. I always like leaving you with tips and tools. And what is it that I can walk out this door with? How can I increase my resilience? Because you see, the resilience is what's going to make it so that you can not only survive through tragedy in your life or those around you, but then you elevate up and you start helping others to get through their tragedy. Mindfulness. That's what we're doing right now. We're becoming mindful that there are other options in tragedy. There are ways for us to elevate. There are ways for us to make a difference in the world through something horrible. And it's still happening today from 911. We're still making shifts. Positive reappraisal. Now, you may not remember this, but I did a thing I talked about my workshop, which Mary's a part of, and called From Surviving to Thriving. And so positive reappraisal, if you remember, is a way for us to rethink of a topic. So if something happens, a tragedy, that we just immediately stop and go, hold on, we can go to fight and flight, or we can breathe, and go, how is it possible for this to serve me? How is it possible for me to use this to serve others? I use positive reappraisal. Some people also call it reframing. This is a powerful tool, folks. If you're not using this every day, the second that something seems weird to you, I've got a girlfriend, she's really elevated. She's not a drop unity, but she's conscious, right? She's got her ducks in a row. And she said to me the other day, I just hate drivers. I hate these people. They pull in front of me. They do this. And I'm so anxious. And I was like, you're my little peaceful presence. Where's this coming from? I said, I need you to do me a favor next time. The second that anger starts up, I want you to bless that person. I want you to bless them and know that that person potentially is stopping you from a car accident down the road or something other than that. I need you to positively reappraise this topic. The next day she called me, she goes, I don't know if I can do this. The third day, she was already making changes. That little bit of difference was helping her release her anxiety and possibly cause a tragedy. So I told her she's got to stop. Don't give up. It's just that simple. I'm not to explain that. Don't give up. Know there is hope. Have faith. Self-efficacy, that is the idea that our beliefs remind us that we can do it. You see, anything we believe we can do, we can. It's when we don't believe it that you don't have a chance. The meaning of, or purpose. Now, this is the one thing that gets most people, and I wish the dental hygienist had used this for her own children, because she had other children that have now suffered because of the fact that she couldn't work through this. She had children that needed a mom, right? And this is the point right here of meaning or purpose. If you have meaning or purpose, typically the average person can start working through it. Elizabeth, the COO I was talking about from Facebook, says that when she came back, people told her, now take 2 months off, take 3 months off, take some time, you need to get your life. And she said somebody told her, you need to go to work in the next 7 days. And she said it was just in one of the meetings, nothing. She said, I wasn't paying attention to nothing. It was just going by. My mind was not there. And for 1 second, a topic caught my mind. And for 1 minute, I didn't think about the tragedy I had just overcome or just went through. You see, we have to have a meaning or purpose. For her, that work became a meaning. And finally, strength in numbers. And folks, this is one of the most powerful ways for us to work through tragedy. And that's the person sitting next to you, your family, your church, your friends, your co-workers. You see, there is strength in numbers. Where two or more gathered in the midst, I am there. You see, numbers is such a powerful thing. So we don't want to miss that opportunity. My grandmother, she was probably the most amazing individual in my life. She was my apple, I was her apple, and you just couldn't get more love. I'd give you anything just to have a day with her, to be in the consciousness I'm at now, just to spend an hour with her and tell her how important she was. We planned her funeral over 10 years. Now, you probably think, what the heck kind of craziness is that, right? She knew how she wanted to be. She had cerebral palsy. She could never walk right. She could never wear high heel shoes. And so she said, in the casket, I want it open. I want on dancing shoes. I want this certain dress on, peach. I'll never forget it. I even put rhinestone encrusted shoes in her casket spray because I'm a floral designer. So it was fabulous. But what I remember most about her and what I love about her is in that planning of 10 years, she actually embraced the idea, I'm going to die someday. And when I do, I'm going to do it. I want you to do it my way. We created a whole book. I knew everything. And the day she died, my sister looked and said, why are you not crying? Why are you not freaking out? This is your grandma. You were her only grandson, blah, blah, blah. I tell you, because I had built up my resilience. I knew it was coming over 10 years. I knew it. I planned it with her. We had fun planning it. You can think it's weird, but it was an amazing moment for me. And I said, the day has come. We're doing what she wanted to do. You see, it wasn't a tragedy for me in the sense of the big dips. It was, oh, I hate it. And yes, I'm prepared for it. I know what I'm going through. I love this verse. I'm going to leave you with this. From John chapter 14, verse 24. You know this, but I'm going to share it with you anyway. Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid. You heard me say to you, I'm going away, and I am coming to you. If you love me, you would rejoice that I am going to the Father, because the Father is greater than I. So what is he saying here? I'm going to go away, but I want you to rejoice. I don't want you to go in victim consciousness and go down in a hole. I want you to rejoice. Take this moment, take this idea, and blow up into the world. I'm telling each one of you right now, New Thought Unity Church, you have tools. You're empowered. You know what to do when you go out into this world. Raise yourself up when you go through tragedy immediately, as quick as you can work through it. Now, I'm not saying don't work through it. But know that there's hope, there's faith, there's tools for you, there's people to support you, and then go out and support those around you. Go out and make a difference in the world. You see, we can overcome tragedy. We can thrive through tragedy. Why? Because you are the light of the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby Kyser. Yes. We are the light, and when we rise high enough, do you know what happens? We soar and we fly. This is a wonderful tune by Stowe Daly, who's partner with Karen Taylor Good, right? It's called Flying High. I was not born brave, I walked in shaky shoes, so afraid of failing, falling, scared to speak my truth. I took a 2x4 and knocked me from the nest. I closed my eyes and feared the worst and never would have guessed I'd be flying high. No, nothing gonna get me down. Flying high, my feet are off the ground and clear blue skies. Such a pretty view. Flying high, like we were born to do. All those years I wasted, scared to just let go, holding on to terra firma. I just didn't know the winds of change would lift me free and clear. Feels like I've won my freedom by the gravity of fear, and I'm flying high. No, nothing gonna get me down. Flying high, my feet are off the ground and clear blue sky. Such a pretty view. Flying high, like we were born to do. All right, come on, yeah. For the birds or for the brave, each of us can spread our wings and step out on faith. And I'll be flying high. No, nothing gonna get me down. Flying high, my feet are off the ground and clear blue skies. Such a perfect view. Flying high, we'll be flying high. Oh, flying high, like we were born to do. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow. Thank you. Let's give a special hand to Mark and Jean, our musical guests today. Mike, standing in on keyboards for David. Peg, Alice. Bobby Kyser, what do you think about Bobby? Yeah. About all our people making us seen and heard in the tech booth. Sky and Terry, thank you so much. Yeah. And now is the time in our service where we get to bless our gifts and our love offerings. So as our ushers come forward, I invite you to take your gift in your hands. If you're giving with a loved one, hold it with them and say our blessing together. Divine love, moving in and through me, blesses and multiplies all that I give and all that I receive. And so it is.
And our chaplains today are Althea and Susanna. Please, if you have a prayer that you would like prayed with, a request, a celebration, anything, please meet them over at the prayer flag, and they will be more than happy to pray with you. Also, there are cards in the pews. If you want to fill one out and drop it in the prayer box, we will be happy to pray with you for the next 30 days, and then they get sent to Silent Unity, and they'll be prayed another 30 days there. Also, in the meantime, we've got some online folks who have sent greetings. Dovey Collins said good morning from Blanchester, Ohio, and blessings. Joe Wolobeck says good morning from Trenton, Ohio. Craig Barton, good morning from Orlando, Florida. Kay Leeds, I believe in the power of kindness and love. Blessings to all. David McClanahan says good morning from David and Troy in Mason. Teresa Villarreal, good morning from Rockford, Illinois. Deborah Hunter, good morning. Beautiful songs, Jean.
Oh,
And Jenny Burkich says good morning from Independence. So good morning to all of you.
Wonderful. So glad to have everyone who is viewing us virtually and everyone that is here. And let's just take a breath as we bless our gifts. And so we say, Father, Mother, God, thank you so much for the gifts of abundance that flow in and through New Thought Unity Center, through the monetary gifts, through the gifts of people's time, talent, and treasure here, through all the energy received, the love that it is felt from within these rooms and beyond these doors. We are so grateful. Thank you. Thank you. And so it is. Amen. And now we're going to stand and hold hands, right?
yeah. Now it's
Yeah.
time to stand up.
Yeah.
Stand up. Gather together for our final prayer for protection and also our peace song. And we love to round up around the outside and the inside. What do y'all want to do? Come on out. Connect with each other. All right, man. Yeah. Come on over there. That's right. We good. Okay, let's say our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me, and the presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, children all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my song about. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Go down to Friendship Hall and meet and greet and have a little nice refreshment. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day, I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, ride like the waves, I'll rise up, in spite of the egg, I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again.